So in this video, we are going to learn how to generate salary slip with Google Sheets and Google Docs. Now, if you are an HR and generating salary slip everyone is a tedious and repetitive task for you, then we have a simple automation that is going to help you a lot. So using this automation, just by entering the salary details of the employee in a Google Sheet, you can automatically get those details, and after getting it, using the template of a salary slip which we have created in Google Doc, we are going to generate the salary slip for all the employees whose data we have added in Google Sheet. And after generating the salary slip with Google Docs and Google Sheets, we are going to get the PDF file of the same newly generated salary slip from Google Drive, and we are going to store it over there. Now, if you want to know how you can set up this kind of automation all by yourself, for that you just have to come with me to my screen. So here you can see this is the Google spreadsheet in which I'm having the details of each and every employee and their salary. So here you can see we have the employee code, salary month, the employee name, email, mobile number, their designation, department, their bank account details. We have the start date, end date, their working day calculation, and their salary breakout as well. So here we are entering the salary, and in this Google Sheet you can see I have added some formulas over here. And using these formulas, automatically all the salary calculations are done in the Google Sheet itself. At last here you can see we have the total deductions, gross pay, and the net salary. Here you can see we have the net salary in words and the status. Now I want to generate salary slip with all of these information for my employees. And to generate the salary slip, I have created a template for the salary slip in Google Docs. So here in this Google Doc, you can see I have created this template for the salary slip document. And in this template, you will see I have added some variables, some placeholders in double curly braces. So the text, the value which you are going to put in place of these variables in the salary slip, we have entered all of these values, all of this information in the Google Sheets. So we have to take the details of the salary slip for each employee from the Google Sheet. We have to enter those values. We have to enter the data in this salary slip template, and we have to generate the salary slip for those employees. And also after generating the salary slip, we are going to save those salary slips in our Google Drive, and we will also be getting the PDF file of the generated salary slip as well. So we have the data in Google Sheet, we have the template in Google Docs, and the salary slip will be stored in Google Drive. Now to automate this process, we have to connect all three of these applications, and we are going to use an automation and integration platform called Pabbly Connect to do so. So here you can see we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard, and to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. After reaching to this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give this workflow a name. So I would like to name my workflow as Automatically Generate Salary Slip. You can basically give any other name of your choice. Then just select the folder of your Pabbly Connect account and click on Create. Now as we click on Create, here you will see the automation workflow will open in front of us. And in this workflow, you can see two different windows. First one is the trigger window, and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those two concepts, those two principles on which this whole automation works on. Where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's start with our trigger window. Now the idea here is, first we are going to connect our Google spreadsheet in which we are having the details of every employee's salary slip. We are going to connect this Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect in the trigger step so that we can get all of this data in our Pabbly Connect workflow and we can trigger this automation. Then after that, using this Pabbly Connect automation, we are going to one by one send the details of each and every employee to Google Docs. And we are going to enter these values in the salary template which we have created in Google Docs and generate new salary slip according to this information, according to this data. After generating the salary slip, those salary slips will be stored in our Google Drive. So using Google Drive, we are going to get the PDF file. We'll get a copy of those salary slip as a PDF file, and we are going to store the PDF file of those salary slips into a different Google Drive folder as well. And we are going to completely automate this process. So let's see how it is done. Starting from a trigger window in Choose App, search for Google Sheets and just select it. After selecting Google Sheets in Trigger Event from the drop-down, select the trigger event as New or Updated Spreadsheet row. After selecting the trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. Now using this webhook URL, we are going to connect our Google spreadsheet with Pabbly Connect. And to add this webhook URL in our Google Sheet, we just have to follow the instructions given below over here. Just copy the webhook URL from here and go to your Google Sheet. After coming to a Google spreadsheet, go to Extensions, Add-ons and click on Get Add-ons. After clicking on Get Add-ons, we will reach to Google Workspace Marketplace. And here in Search app, we have to search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks. And here you can see Pabbly Connect Webhooks. This add-on is already installed in my Google Sheets. You just have to install this same add-on into your own Google Sheets account, and after installing it, just refresh your Google Sheets once. This is a very important step. After refreshing our Google Sheet, once again we'll go to extensions and you can see Pabbly Connect Webhooks. This add-on is now added. Just hover on it and click on Initial Setup. After clicking on Initial Setup, this pop-up box will appear in front of us. And it is basically asking us three different things. Selected sheet, webhook URL and trigger column. Now because in this Google spreadsheet, I have only one sheet named as sheet 1. That's why by default, it has selected the sheet as sheet 1. But if you are having multiple sheets in your Google spreadsheet, then you have to select the sheet from which you want to send the data to Pabbly Connect, the sheet in which you are having the salary slip details. After selecting the sheet, it is asking us for the webhook URL. Now here in the field of webhook URL, we have to enter the exact same webhook URL which Pabbly Connect gave us. Just copy it from here and then paste it over here. After entering the webhook URL, it is asking us for the trigger column. And you must be thinking, what is this trigger column? So trigger column is basically the last data entry column of our Google Sheet in which we are going to enter any data. So here in this Google spreadsheet, you can see the column AI will be my trigger column because it is the last column in which we are entering data. In this column, we are going to select that whether we want to generate the salary slip with these details for the employee, we want to just save it in the Google Sheet and don't want to generate it, or we are keeping this on hold. So here the status column is the last column, which is column AI. So column AI is going to be my trigger column. Any column could be your trigger column. You just have to ensure that it is the last column of your Google spreadsheet. So once again, we'll go to Initial Setup and then we are going to enter the webhook URL and trigger column over here. I'll just paste the webhook URL and trigger column is AI. After entering these details, just click on Send Test. And when we click on Send Test, here you can see it is showing us that the test data is sent successfully. Means the data of the very first row after headers, the data of row number 2 is now successfully sent to Pabbly Connect using this webhook URL. So let's check it. We will go to a Pabbly Connect workflow and yes, here in the trigger step of our Pabbly Connect workflow, you can see we have received the response. And in this response, you can see the details of the exact same employee whose details we had in row number 2. So the data of row number 2 till our trigger column has been received inside Pabbly Connect. We have the same trigger column which we have selected. We have the same total number of working days, same total income tax, total deduction, tax amount. We have the same status as well. The status in row number 2 is generate and here you can see the same status. After that, here we have the same start date. We'll scroll down further. We have the same salary in words, same month. We'll scroll down further. We have some other details related to the salary calculation from Google Sheet. We have the mobile number of the same employee. We have the same IFSC code, employee name, employee code, email address, designation, department. We'll scroll down further and same bank details as well. This means the first step of setting up this automation is completed, where we have successfully received the details of the employee salary slip from our Google spreadsheet in our Pabbly Connect workflow. Now after this, we will go back to our Google spreadsheet and click on this submit button. After clicking on submit, we have to perform one more step. So here after clicking on submit, it is showing us setup configured successfully. So we will close this window and then after that, we'll go back to our Pabbly Connect workflow. Now here in this workflow, we are going to set up a filter condition. Now here in this Google spreadsheet, when we are adding a new row of data with an employee's salary details, we have the last column of status. And we want that if the status of this employee, if the status of the salary slip of this employee is generate, only in that case with these details, the salary slip should be generated. If the status in this dropdown, if the status in this column is save or on hold, in that case, we don't want to generate the salary slip and save in our Google Drive. We want that when the status will be generated, only then the salary slip should be generated. So we are going to set up a filter condition in our workflow that if we get the response of status that is equals to generate, only then we are going to continue this automation. And if we have the status anything else other than generate, then we are not going to generate the salary slip for that employee with those details. Now to add these kind of filter conditions, we'll come to this action step and here in choose app, select filter.
After selecting filter by Pabbly in action event from the drop-down, select the action event as filter value. Then just click on connect. After clicking on connect, here it is asking us to select the label, that on which particular label, on which particular response we want to set up the filter condition. So we want to set up the filter condition on the response of status which we have received from Google Sheets in the trigger step. So we are going to select the status as the label and the value will be generate. So here we'll come to the filter step, and here in select label from this drop down, here you can see a list of all the responses which we have received from Google Sheets. So out of all of these responses, select this label of status, the filter type is equals to, and the value is generate. And then click on save and send test request. So it is showing us that the condition is true. This means we have received the value generate as a response in this status label. Now after setting up this filter condition, we will move to the next step, where we want to send all the details of the salary slip which we have received from Google Sheets of this employee. We want to send these details to Google Docs. And the template of the salary slip which we have in Google Docs, using this template, we want to generate new salary slip. And in this template, in place of these variables, we want to enter the values, the details of the salary from Google Sheets. Now to do this, just scroll down and click on this Add Action Step button over here. And then here in Choose App, search for Google Docs. Just select it. After selecting Google Docs in action event from the drop-down, select the action event as Create Document from Template. Then just click on Connect and select Add New Connection. Now here we have to connect our Google Docs account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, click on this Sign in with Google button. After that, select your Google Doc account in which you have created the salary slip template. Then just scroll down and click on Allow. And as you click on Allow, we will see our Google Docs account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is the template document. So here in this dropdown, you can see a list of all the templates which we have, all the documents which we have in our Google Docs account. Out of all of this, which particular document you want to use as a template to generate new salary slips? You have to select that. So the name of the salary slip template is salary slip template. This is the same name. This is the document which we want to use as a template. And using this template, we want to generate the salary slip. So from the drop down, we are going to select the document which we want to add as the template. After that, it is asking us new documents name. That what will be the name of the new documents, new salary slip which we are generating. So let's say I want the name of the new salary slip which we are generating, which will be stored in our Google Drive. The name of them should be the name of the employee, and after a hyphen, I want to add the employee code. So we have the response of the employee name received from Google Sheets, and also we have the employee code. So we have to basically add these two details in this Google Docs action step in the new document name field. Now to add these details, we will be using a simple process of mapping. So to add the information, to add the responses from previous step to this current step, we use the process called mapping. And it is very simple. Simply click on this field of new document, and here in this dropdown, you can see a list of all the responses which we have received from Google Sheets of a new row. Out of all of these responses, select the response of employee name and it will be mapped. Then we are going to add a hyphen after space, and after name, we want to mention the employee code. So by this particular name, the new documents will be generated. Now, instead of employee name and employee code, if you want to use employee name and the salary month, then you can do that too. So I'll just select the response of salary month, and in this way, you can give this name. So we have demo user hyphen February. So we will be having the employee name and the salary month as the name of the new file of the new salary slip. You can basically give any other name of your choice. After naming the new document, it is asking us new documents location. So as I told you, the newly generated salary slip will be stored in Google Drive. But in Google Drive, in which particular folder we want to save them? So I've created a folder named as salary slip. In this particular folder, I want to save the newly generated salary slip. So here from this drop down, I'm going to select salary slips, this particular folder, this location. Then here you can see in the template document, all the variables which we have created in curly braces. Like here you can see we have the first variable of employee code, then we have month, then we have employee name, and we have lots and lots of variables in this salary slip template. So all the variables which we have added in double curly braces in our template, you can see all of those variables as fields over here. Now, what is the text? What is the value we want to add in place of these variables in the newly generated document? We have to enter those texts. We have to enter those values over here. So here in place of employee code, we want to mention the employee code which we have received from Google Sheets. So we will just click on this field, and from the drop down from Google Sheet responses, we are going to map the response of employee code. In this way, whatever employee code for this particular employee we are going to have in our Google Sheet, we are going to mention the same employee code in our salary slip as well. We are going to mention or add same details in our Google Docs salary slip. So here you can see we have mapped the employee code. Then it is asking us for the month. So we will just search for the response of month and select it and map it. Then we will just map the response of the employee name. So we'll just search for the response of the employee name and map it. In this way, we are going to map the details. We are going to map the responses of salary slip from Google Sheet trigger step to this Google Doc action step in each and every field. Okay, so in this way here you can see I have mapped the details of Google Sheet responses, the details of the salary which we have received from Google Sheets in this Pabbly Connect workflow in the Google Doc action step. So we have mapped the value of each and every placeholder which we have over here in our template document. So after mapping the data in each and every field for each and every placeholder, just click on Save and Send Test Request. Now, after clicking on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see we have received some response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that all the data which we have mapped over here, with adding all of these details into this particular template in the placeholders, we have generated a salary slip. And the generated salary slip is stored in this particular folder in our Google Drive. And this is the name of the new document, new salary slip document. So let's check it. We will go to our Google Drive, and yes, in the same folder which we have selected, here you can see a new document is created. We will just open this doc in a new tab, and yes, here you can see this is a salary slip which is generated using the same template which we had in Google Docs. Also in the salary slip, you can see the placeholders which we had. All the placeholders are replaced with the information with the data which we had in Google Sheets. So here you can see we have the same employee code which we had for the employee in row number 2. Then after that, here you can see the same month. We have the name of the same employee, their department, designation, branch, their start date, end date, their bank account details, their salary breakout. We will scroll down further, and here you can see the same gross pay, total deduction, and the net pay info too. And also we have the salary in words. So all the details of the salary which we had in our Google Sheet, we have entered all of these details in our salary slip template which we had in Google Docs, and a new salary slip is generated and saved in Google Drive. Now after this, what we want to do here right now, you'll notice that the share permission of this particular salary slip, this particular document is private to only me. And we have the doc file of the salary slip, but we want to create or we want to share the PDF file. We want to generate the PDF file of this salary slip. Now to get the PDF file of this exact same salary slip and to change the share permission of this salary slip of this document as well, we are going to use an action step of Google Drive in this automation. We will just scroll down, and after our Google Docs step, we will just click on this Add New Action Step button. After clicking on it, here in Choose App, we will search for Google Drive. Just select it. After selecting Google Drive in action event from the drop-down, select the action event as Share a File with Anyone. And after selecting this, just click on Connect and select Add New Connection. Now here we have to connect our same Google Drive account. Click on this Sign in with Google button. Then after that, just select your Google Drive account. After selecting the account, just scroll down and click on Allow. And as we click on Allow, we will see our Google Drive account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making the connection, it is asking us File ID. So here in the drop-down, you can see a list of all the files which I have in my Google Drive. But out of all of these files, the file permission of which particular file, of which particular document we want to change. So here in the previous step of Google Doc, after creating the document from a template, in response, we have received a response of file ID. Let me show you. So we'll just scroll the responses, and here you can see the response of file ID, the document ID. So we have to basically map this response of document ID from Google Docs action step to this Google Drive Share a File with Anyone action step. And to map it, we will just turn this mapping button on and clear the default response. After clearing the default response, we will just click here, and from the drop down from Google Doc responses, select the response of document ID and it will be mapped. After mapping the document ID, just click on Save and Send Test Request. After clicking on save and send test request, here you can see we have received the response. And in this response, we have this response named as export link application PDF. And in front of this, you can see this PDF file URL of the same salary slip which we have generated. We will just copy this link from here and paste it in a new tab. And then you will notice that the PDF file of the same salary slip is now downloaded in my system. So we have the PDF file of the salary slip as well. Now at last, what we want to do, in my Google Drive, I have created a different folder which is named as salary slip PDFs. Now I want to upload these PDF files of the salary slip in this second folder which I have. Now to do this, we'll get back to a Pabbly Connect workflow, and for one last time, we will click on this Add Action Step button. After clicking on Add Action Step, once again, we are going to select Google Drive as the action event because we want to upload the file in Google Drive. So I'll just search for Google Drive and select it. After selecting Google Drive, here in action event from the drop down, select the action event as Upload a File. Just select this. After selecting this action event, just click on Connect. And because we have connected our Google Drive account with Pabbly Connect in the previous step, we don't have to make a new connection. You can select the existing connection and click on Save. And as we click on Save, we will see our Google Drive account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, it is asking us for the URL. So here in this field of URL, we have to map the response of the PDF file URL which we have received in the previous Google Drive step, in the share a file with anyone step. So here from these drop down, from these responses, we are going to map the response of application/PDF to this upload a file action step. And the process of mapping stays the same. Just click on this field, and from the drop down from Google Drive responses, select the response of PDF link and map it. Then after that, it is asking us for the folder ID, that what is the ID of the folder on which we want to upload the file. So here, to get the folder ID, just open the folder in which you want to save the PDF file links, and after opening it, here in the URL section, after folder /, you can see this ID. This is your unique folder ID. Just copy the folder ID from the URL section and paste it over here. At last, it is asking us for the file name, that what will be the name of the PDF file. So we are going to use the same combination of the name of the employee which we have entered, which we have received from Google Sheet, and after a hyphen, we want to mention the month. So I'm using the name of the PDF file as the same name which we have used in our Google Docs action step as well while creating a new document. So I'll just search for the month and map it. So employee name hyphen month. You can basically use any other name of your choice. After entering the name, after mapping the name, entering the folder ID and mapping the PDF file URL, just click on Save and Send Test Request. After clicking on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see we have received the response, and this response seems to be a positive response. This response shows that the PDF file of this salary slip is uploaded in the another folder of our Google Drive. So let's check it. We will go to our Google Drive, and yes, here you can see in salary slip PDF, in this particular folder, the PDF file of the salary slip is uploaded, and here you can see the PDF file. This means the automation workflow which we have created in this video, we have successfully created this automation which is working perfectly fine. Now after creating this automation, there can be two different situations. Either you already have the details of all the employee and their salary details in the Google Sheet. In that case, what you can do, after creating the automation, you can just go to Extensions, Pabbly Connect Webhooks, and you can select this option of Send All Data. By selecting Send All Data, all the data of the employee and their salary which you will have in your Google Sheet, all of this data will be sent to Pabbly Connect. And using Pabbly Connect automation which we have created just now, salary slip for all the employees with all the details will be created. But because we have a filter condition in our automation workflow, the salary slip of the employee will only be generated if we have selected the status in the Google Sheet as generated. If we have the status as same or on hold, in that case, their salary slips will not be generated. But if the status is generate, in that case, all the salary slip will be generated. So after clicking on Send All Data, we will go back to our Google Drive folder. And yes, here you will see within few seconds, all the salary slip will be generated. And here we have it as we refresh it. We have the admin user, demo employee, demo test, demo user, once again, demo test, admin test, test user. We have the data of all the employees whose salary status was generated in the Google Sheet. We have automatically generated their salary slip. And if you open this PDF document, you will see the exact same details which we had in our Google Sheet are added over here. Now after this, if you're also adding some details of a new employee and their salary details in the Google Sheet and using this automation, you want to generate the salary slip of those new employees as well. In that case, just go to extensions, Pabbly Connect webhooks and select this option of send on event. By selecting send on event, we are telling this Google Sheet, we are telling this add-on that whenever a new row of data is added till our trigger column, till our last column, then after that automatically instantly send that data to Pabbly Connect. So whenever you are going to add a new row of data and select the data in our status column, and if the status is generated, then using this Pabbly Connect automation, we are going to generate the salary slip for that employee with the same details as well. So not just these applications, you can connect plenty of other applications with Pabbly Connect. And one more important thing, you will find the clone link of this exact same workflow in the description box below. Also, you will get the template of this salary slip and the template of this Google Sheet too. And you can use all of these things and create your own Pabbly Connect automation to automatically generate salary slips. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely free.
If you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can email us at support@pabbly.com or post it on our forum over here. Or you can write us in the comment box below too. If you want to check out the pricing of Pabbly Connect, you can visit this link. And if this video was helpful to you, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Pabbly. So this is it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.